The Mechwarrior Online June patch notes are finally out, guys, and we're getting our first Inner Sphere Omnimech. Things are looking cool this month. Let's scroll through the list and let's see what's happening. So, we get the Gauntlet Booster Pack, we get to this in a second, we get some mech adjustments, quirk adjustments, map adjustments, more bug fixes, and there will, as always, be a 2-week in-game patch science sale where all the mechs that are receiving any kind of change will be in there, so you can go ahead and purchase these mechs at 50% off. There's also going to be a streamer hunt this month. I'm going to be part of that streamer hunt, as always. If you kill the streamer, you get an extra goodie in-game. I mean, of course, for me, this is just basically Tuesday, because every day that I play Mechwarrior Online is a streamer hunt. You guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, let's talk about the Gauntlet Booster Pack. So this is an experimental Omnipod Redux of the Bushwacker called the Gauntlet. In the booster pack, you will get 5 different mechs. You will get the Gauntlet 10 special variant, Gauntlet 10, Gauntlet 10A, 10 Bravo, and 10 Charlie. So it's going to be 4 different models and a special model with different paint job, most likely. Title badge, decals, 2 decals, cockpit items, and 200 GSP included. The Gauntlet, this is nice of them to say, will release for MC October 21st and for CBLs December 9th. Of course, these are always subject to change. They might change. Okay, so Omnipod powered Bushwacker. Let's see what we get. The Gauntlet 10 is, and the problem is these are not kickable. I could just pull them out, but you know what, I'm just going to zoom in like that. That should be big enough. So, comes equipped with a heavy PPC in the right arm, Thunderbolt 10 in the left arm, and some ammo for the Thunderbolts. Of course, this build is trash, but we will get into why there are another couple of interesting builds that you can do with this. This right here, unless it has quirks out of the wazoo, which it could have, we don't see them right now. Maybe if you scroll down. Ah, here are the quirks. Okay, see, that's, like I said, quirks out of the wazoo. So, 35% cooldown, 15% velocity, some extra armor throughout the mech. By the way, this looks like paper armor, to be honest. Looking at this looks like paper armor, if you ask me. 10% mech top speed, 15% acceleration rate and deceleration rate, okay. Light 275 engine for about 90 kph of speed, but like this CT and side torso, that's paper armor, especially because the structure is non-existent. So right from the get-go, we would have to compare this with an actual Bushwacker. In fact, let's do this real quick. Let's take a Bushwacker and compare the armor. Non-Omni variant. Let's go to something like the... what's a good, useful Bushwacker? Let's say the P1, for example. So this is, of course, with skill tree, 79 side torso, 103 CT, and 48, 35 structure. Okay. This is just with the skill tree, so this could be somewhat similar to the original, but I think it's still gonna be a little bit lower than that. Not sure how I feel about that. It's gonna be a light engine, so you're not gonna die. Light engine is also fixed, you can't change it. It's also gonna have a supercharger fixed in here, so you're gonna have the speed boost. But weapons-wise, this doesn't look super strong to me. In fact, this looks super weak to me, honestly. Let's see what the other models do. 10 Alpha, 2 LRM-10s and 2 light PPCs. Okay. And keep in mind, these are just the original builds, right? We don't know exactly what those Omnipods are gonna have in terms of quirks, and I think those quirks, mixing and matching those quirks will be something that's important. I just think so far, like the base variants so far do not look interesting at all. They look like crap, right? Not saying you can't combine those Omnipods to something cool, but the base so far, nah. This one, the same thing. They 2 light PPCs, 2 LRM-10s, and a 50-tonner, a 55-tonner actually. Get out of here. Like, there's the door. Like, this is a joke. PPC cooldown, 10%. LRM heat gen, 10%. LRM cooldown, 20%. Okay. Velocity, 15%. Missile spread, 15%. Yeah, all in all, strong quirks, plus ammo quirks, plus armor quirks, plus target decay duration, plus 0.5. Armor is fixed, endo steel is fixed. You will always have light ferro fixed and double heatsinks fixed, endo steel fixed. So you can't really... They are like clan mechs, right? So you can't really granularly optimize them as much as you want. Does this thing have more armor than the other one? 63 on the CT? Yeah, this has... This looks like it has more armor. Okay, interesting. Also doesn't have the supercharger. So the 10 does have the supercharger. The other one does not have the supercharger. But more armor on the CT. That looks a lot more friendly now. Okay. Still, so far, not impressed. But like I said, we'll have to see what we can mix and match with these Omnipods. But yeah, these builds so far, not impressed. This is where it gets interesting. This is a 10 Bravo. And this thing has ECM in the right torso. And comes equipped with a total of 9 energy weapons. No, actually, that's wrong. 11 energy weapons. Being Active Probe, TC Mark IV. Does have a jump jet as well. Actually, he does have 5 jump jets. Does have mask, 5 jump jets, and lots of medium lasers. The question is, will you be able to alpha strike this? I mean, this medium pulse laser right here is a complete joke. That shouldn't even exist. There should be a medium laser and the armor should be up, but that's a different story. That is something that you can do yourselves. But what are the quirks? Just armor on CT and left torso. That's it. And 5% medium laser family heat gen, but no heat scale limit, unfortunately. Honestly, looking at a mech like this, they could have gone with just heat scale limit. It's all arm mounted, it's wide. They could have just gone with medium laser heat scale limit plus 5, and it would not be overpowered in my opinion. It's a medium laser boat. It's gonna do 56 damage a burn, right? So it's basically similar to a Nova now. ECM is gonna be nice. Could probably do some nice laser vomit builds with that. But I feel like quirk-wise it feels underwhelming. Moving on to the 10 Charlie. 1 ballistic weapon, the only ballistic weapon that I've seen so far in the right arm. 2 snubs, 1 in the right arm, 1 in the left arm. 5 tons of light AC5 ammo, this is a mistake. Plus case. Mask, also pre-equipped. So the only one that doesn't have mask is gonna be the 10 flat. That's one's gonna have a supercharger. All of the other ones are gonna have mask Mark III for extra speed. Yeah, 2 snubs and a light AC5 on a medium mech. The size of a bushwhacker. Also not impressed. Quirk-wise, we get 10% ballistic cooldown, 10% range, and 35% velocity, plus some extra armor throughout the mech. Yaw and pitch speed, and an additional +1 cool shot capacity, but the weapons themselves are weak as fuck. Because you can have the same thing on a Shadowhawk, high mounts, much smaller profile with jump jets, right? So I'm currently struggling to see what the niche for these mechs is. And I'm sure that we will come up with some cool ways of mixing and matching the Omnipods, but what I'm saying is the Omnipods themselves so far, or the set of 8 so far, yeah. Like, I can only shrug, like, I don't understand what's going on there, but they don't strike me as particularly strong for the weapon systems that you will be able to carry. Okay, store adjustments. Grand Summoner is now released for C-Bills. The 2024 Loyalty Mechs are now available for C-Bills. Go get that Nova Cat. Insanely strong. And the Grand Summoner Warthorn is now available for MC. Domination is back to 60 seconds. Flamer Ventilation node has now been renamed Thermal Cycling, and Thermal Cycling applies to both Flamers and Beam Lasers. The Flamer Ventilation node has been applying to Beam Lasers ever since Beam Lasers were first introduced to the game, because Beam Lasers are basically Flamers that just use a different kind of graphics. That's simple. That's why the Flamer Ventilation node has always worked on that. People in the know have known that. I've told you guys that in the past multiple times as well, and now they've made it official. Good. Bug fixes, Black Lantern set of 8, Speed Quirk is now functional, and the Shadowcat Prime now uses an energy hardpoint that won't clip with the actual hand actuator. Okay. Couple of map changes as well. Ceres and Lufien have had their fog reduced. Good. Ceres is also brighter now. Good. Frozen Sea Standard is now nighttime. That's interesting. Nighttime looks pretty cool on this map because it's not dark at all. It's still pretty bright outside. And Terra Firma Crucible is now actually hot. And then we've got some quirk changes. Let's go through the list. Piranha 1 gets 50% machine gun ammo of all kinds. The Shadowcat Noble, 20% jump jet hit on the CT to kind of combat the hotness of that mech a little bit. Nothing else though, so still the Noble Not a super strong competitor in my opinion. Black Lanners. All Black Lanners, the full body armor has been reduced by 4 points on all components. The Black Lanner Echo set of 8 missile velocity is now 100%, not 400% as it was beforehand, unfortunately. But it will have 300% SRM and streak velocity in the set of 8. 300%, but only for SRMs and streaks. And set of 8 also 50% missile spread. That makes it super interesting for SRMs and streaks. I like that. Black Lanner Charlie, laser duration now 10% from 15%. Quick Draw 4H has now a 10% heat quirk, nice. The Marauder 5 Delta, they wanted to give it laser heat skill +1, but they gave it energy +1, and they've played around with it a little bit. Players have liked energy heat skill limits, so now it will keep energy heat skill limit +1, which is a good thing. I like those. So, then the Annihilators were massively nerfed throughout the boat, with the exception of the 1 Alpha last month. This month, we're going in the opposite direction. So, the 2A gets the 10% heat back because, well, they really kind of gutted that mech, so they realized, well, we went too far, which I said from the get-go that they were going too far, but hey, it's okay. At least we're resetting after a month. That's fine. Try something out. If you feel it's going too far, change it. If it doesn't get far enough, change it again. That's absolutely fine. No issues there. 1X, 10% LBX cooldown was removed. Instead, it's going to be 10% flat ballistic cooldown and 15% LBX spread added. Nice. 1P, 10% heat added again, and the armor a tiny bit reduced, especially on the side torsos. Side torsos get gutted. 14 armor off of each side torso. It's an Annie. It's easy to hit on the side torsos. I don't think this was needed, but yeah. Oh, we're giving it offensive stuff back. Better reduce the armor on our slow, gigantic, hulking, huge mech. Yep. Okay, so still, I think this is net positive for us Annihilator enjoyers. The Marauder thingy is nice. Black Lanner is definitely something I want to test out right here. Map changes look good throughout the board. I mean, Terraformer Crucible is going to be hotter now, but that's fine. And other than that, I mean, the new mechs. I like the idea of Mechwarrior Omnimechs. Love it. I love the idea. I am not impressed by the basic loadouts of these mechs at all. I think the basic loadouts of these mechs are weak sauce galore. To be 100% honest, super weak. We'll try and see if we can make them work. But so far, the only thing that strikes me as something that I might enjoy is actually the 10 Bravo, because of the big amount of energy weapons that it can carry. The question is just how you will run this. I could think of this like maybe 6 ER mediums and 5 small lasers. 5 ER smalls. No, 5 small lasers. That could be good. And then you can alpha strike it, right? But I think they could have given this thing in a set of 8 a heat skill limit improvement. Right? That might have been that would have been a smart thing in my opinion. And it would have been cool. Because 56 damage is nothing to write home about, right? That's not scary these days. There are light mechs that do more laser vomit damage at longer ranges, right? It's also gonna be hot, so you're not gonna be shooting a lot. So I think they missed out on this one. And on the other mechs, like I said, they seem kind of weak to me. So my recommendation is for you guys, maybe hold off on ordering these until you've had a chance to see my reaction to it. I gotta say though, the last couple of mechs that we've gotten, yes, they were unique experiments, and I like that, but overall they were not super strong. Like, I like to get my hands on stronger mechs and good mechs. They were okay, but we'll see how this one goes. But yeah, would love to see your reaction, guys. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe these mechs are gonna be super strong and I'm just not seeing it right now. But my initial reaction to this is that they're gonna be a challenge to play for sure, and not the kind of challenge that I would personally be spending money on. So we'll test it. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, you guys will hear me say I was totally wrong. This is amazing. As always, let me know what your highlight is from this patch, and we will talk about this soon. Take care. Thank you so much, supporters. Couldn't do it without you. If you want to join Team TTB, check out the join button right here on YouTube, super thanks button in the comment section, or of course the links to Patreon or the merch store listed in the video description.